Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot, and a rather trashy topic today, which is why I have the Pulp Tarot on the tarot table for this first reading. And of course this has to do with Meghan's long rumoured X tape, as I'm going to call it here on YouTube. And since the twerking reel appeared to horror and dismay and outrage basically on Meghan's Instagram, since that appeared a few days ago, there's been a lot of speculation by people like Piers Morgan. He said, well, you know, if she's done that, it can only be a matter of months before an X tape or the X tape appears. So that long rumoured story is back in circulation. It's all over the place at the moment on social media. And to give some context, some background, one of the rumours is that this all happened in Rwanda with a photographer. And then when the thing with Harry got serious, Meghan tried to shut it down, pay him off, whatever, silence him. This is all rumour. And he got nervous, didn't want to be found, you know, dead in a ditch. Basically, that's a wild exaggeration, of course. No one would ever do that to him. And so he gave it to a Canadian woman for safekeeping. This is a rumour, one of the variations on the theme. Canadian woman then allegedly tried to flog the tape through a fixer who's done this kind of thing before. He's well known in the yawn industry. His name, Kevin Blatt. He was very loud a while back about it. He'd seen it. He had stills. Then he was kind of caught out as maybe he wasn't really that au fait with the contents, the alleged contents. But anyway, he went silent for a while. Then he came back with more stories. It's all rumour that swirls around. And now the thinking is that perhaps whoever is sitting on this thing, if it even exists, is maybe thinking that now is the time to capitalise and actually flog it and actually reveal it. So that's, as I say, the rather tawdry background to this tarot reading. Sorry if you find these things offensive, but you know, this is where we are at the moment with this story. Whoops! And cards flying. Haven't used these cards for ages. They've got a ton of energy in them, which is interesting. As I say, this is a hot topic at the moment. Everyone's talking about it around on social media. I have to now pause, climb under the tarot table. So excuse me for a second. And the card that went flying off and under the tarot table was the World, which is very successful card, obviously. Completion of a something, of a chapter, of a rumour. Also very public, the world, the whole world sees. So, that card wanted to reveal itself. As I say, these cards are jumping. And I won't start singing Summertime, which is what came into my mind when I said that. Very strange energy. I need to remind you, Ace of Wands, also rather telling energy for this kind of story. Very virile, shall we just say, energy, Ace of Wands. Oh dear. Anyway, the things we have to dip our toes into when it involves a little Miss Markle or Miss Twinkle, as some people are now calling her. The Twinkles, the Puckles have become the Twinkles. Let's see what's going on. Let's remind you, it's tarot, it's for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinions, all speculation. We read energy on these wild stories, these rumours, these scandalous speculations. Devil, oh dear. And of course there is a disclaimer in the box below. I'm not going to name names apart from Kevin Blatt, who has been very public. Not going to name the photographer. One more shuffle. Not going to name the Canadian woman. It's all alleged, it's all rumoured, it's all speculated, and we're going to ask about the existence or not of the tape. We're going to ask about the the co-star of the photographer and the Canadian woman, their feelings right now. And we're going to ask about the royal family, their knowledge. Apparently, they were aware. They try to warn the has-been off Meghan as a result of this part of the rumour. One of the stories, there are quite a few variations of this particular story. So this is just the one that I'm most familiar with, that I have told you. So we'll ask about the royals, we'll ask about Meghan's feelings, and whether this is her future, whether she's going to complete the circle. Basically, some people speculate about her nautical past, and that if she went into the yawn industry in future as a sort of last resort, it would be really, as I say, completing the circle. Our underlying energy is the Ten of Swords. It's in reverse. The Ten of Swords is the card of ruin, absolute finality, down and out. It is in reverse. You could read that as saying recovering from some kind of terrible scandal or revelation that we're talking about here. For me, that Ten of Swords in reverse is just ruin that is the kind of ruin that you can't come back from. And it's quite interesting that now, for me doing this reading, the rumoured existence of such a tape is hardly even, I don't even think it's particularly damaging for her, because she's already done so much damage to her own reputation in the past however many years since she exited. But it's amazing how that has changed. But anyway, the cards are telling me this is serious. This is the underlying energy. It's very serious. It could be catastrophic for her reputation if this rumoured tape were to exist and were to appear around about now. She's of course trying desperately to keep that as everything going, and the Netflix deal and all the rest of it. So that's our underlying energy. The situation we're dealing with is Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is the happy family card, the happy ever after, more illusory than real. Very often that card is read in that way. So it's quite a wholesome card, the Ten of Cups, as you can see. It's a nuclear family, it's archetypal family, it's all that kind of stuff. It's a very different energy that is presented over there to the energy that is underpinning this reading with the Ten of Swords. So what you see is not what you get, really. Basically, these cards are telling me that underneath that wholesome family image of this woman who goes around in her beige, her twin set and pearls sort of attire, pretending to be holier than thou, is this possibly rumoured, scandalous past. And it's not, it's nasty, apparently, the stuff that's on that tape. It's not just your average stuff. So that's the rumour. And the cards are giving me that energy of a very dark, hidden energy to something that's trying to present as very sweet and saccharine and wholesome and family oriented. So let's get to the tape itself and ask if it about its past, its existence, basically. Did this event happen? And I've got Temperance, which is the angelic card. And isn't it interesting that it's 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land, part man, part woman, all angel, it says. Duality. Now, duality isn't something that often comes to mind when I'm talking about the Temperance card, because it's the angel. It's blending energies. It's about harmony. It's about patience. It's about healing. It's about all those lovely things. Normally, this pulp tarot is a dark tarot, and we're dealing with, as I said, a trashy topic today. And the context for the version of events that I have heard most often around this alleged tape is that it all happened when Madame was in Rwanda, and I can't remember which charity she was allegedly, it was something to do with the United Nations. I can't remember whether it was the famine relief thing or whether it was women or whatever it was that she was involved in, can't remember. But ostensibly on the surface she was there to do good, but she was changing outfits every 5 seconds, a bit of a fashion parade. She was cosplaying Princess Diana in a lot of the photos, but she also kept disappearing, according to Tom Bauer, disappearing for considerable lengths of time with the photographer. That's the energy that's coming across here. So I'm getting, on the one hand, we're getting the angel doing this charity work and cosplaying Princess Diana. On the other hand, maybe sneaking off to do the nasty with someone, which has now possibly come back to haunt her. Odd energy for the Temperance card, but it's showing up on the card, and it's exactly the energy that I was talking about already with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. So it's just confirmation for me. I'm asking, was there a tape? My energy sense is that yes, this is what the cards are telling me. It's of course my opinion. Where is the tape? The alleged, rumored tape. Where is it now? Does it exist now? What's the situation now? We've got the Hanged Man. That tells me that someone possibly has it still, but they are very afraid of doing anything with it, using it. But it's a bit of a sword of Damocles, meaning that it could be hanging over various heads. Meghan's, the photographers, are the obvious ones, but it's in limbo. It's not in circulation. It's being kept somewhere out of circulation with that Hanged Man energy. We've got 2 major arcana there with the Temperance card and the Hanged Man. It's like it's waiting to drop. The Hanged Man, quite literally waiting to drop, waiting for the most devastating moment, perhaps, or the most a rewarding moment if someone's trying to monetize the thing. Depends what they're trying to do. The Hanged Man is all about victimhood and punishment and being powerless. And so it could be kind of punishment energy rather than monetizing energy. That's how it's reading for me. But I do think it is still in existence. I think it's been kept out of circulation. But it is possible that it could really drop at a very inopportune moment for Meghan and possibly other people involved. So let's look at the cast of characters, not Meghan. First of all, the photographer that is alleged to be involved in this thing. He may not be. This story may be complete bunkum. And if it is, as I say, I'm not naming names and I do apologize. I'm simply repeating a rumor that I have heard on numerous occasions. So let's just make that very clear. We're testing the energy around this rumor. This is the iteration of the story that I have heard most often. So let's look at this character and see what's what with this person now. We got the High Priestess and it's in reverse. High Priestess is basically about secrets and things you want to keep quiet about, hidden things, things that are mysterious, basically. It's in reverse, basic interpretation of that card, secrets coming out. So could be very concerned that this is going to come out at some stage and basically lead to some awkwardness with the High Priestess in reverse. Could be awkwardness with women, awkwardness maybe even with a spouse if he is married. I'm keeping it as vague as possible. We've got major arcana here on this table. This is a big deal. And this is something that hasn't gone away. This is something that I think is hanging over this person's head, and something that is worrying this person very much. Ten of Swords is not only Meghan's energy, of course. There's a whole lot of people involved in this scenario that could be very, very worried that if this came out, would be quite devastating for them. Not excluding the royal family. We're going to ask about the royal family too in this scenario. And how about this rumoured Canadian woman who allegedly was given the tape for safekeeping and then decided to try and make some money out of it, according to this particular version of the rumour. Where is she now? How's she feeling now? We've got the Five of Swords. That's the conflict card. Can be external fighting with that. It could be that she's involved in some sort of dispute. It could be with the photographer, the alleged photographer. It could be with Meghan herself, if this rumour has any basis in truth, in reality. We are talking about truth today, just by the way, that's the theme. And it could be that she's conflicted herself about what to do with this thing that she possibly has in her possession, a real hot potato, what to do with it. It really could have consequences that might be quite damaging for herself as well. Just saying, without going into the details of why I'm saying that. So, torn, I would say, about what to do, but also possibly feeling threatened, possibly being confronted about it, threatened about it, silenced. All that stuff is possible here. Very uncomfortable energy. I'm picking my words very carefully here for obvious reasons, but I'm getting very uncomfortable energy in this reading, which does give the idea that there is some basis for this rumour. So let's look at the royal family now, and their knowledge of this alleged tape. Did they know about it? Do they know about it? What's the deal with that? I got the Ace of Cups. Aces upright tend to be yeses. What's interesting about that is I think that this is me extrapolating wildly from this Ace of Cups. They would have been made aware of it when the great marriage proposal was made public, of course. And there's some speculation that it was a fait accompli before the royal family was even told about it, that there may have been some sort of secret ceremony in Botswana, and they were told, well, if you go against us now, then you're going to be racist, and we're already actually married. There's that rumour and speculation around it. It's coming through very strongly here with this Ace of Cups. They were presented with a fait accompli with the Harry and Meghan scenario, and couldn't. It was too late to do anything because this is now made public, and this is true love and Harry's future and da-da-da. And so I'm asking about their knowledge of it. Around the time when all of this Harry and Meghan stuff got serious, I'm sure the royal family found out all kinds of things about Meghan that maybe weren't that savoury. This is my personal speculation. And according to this version of the rumour of the X tape that I am aware of, they did try to warn the has-been and send him off, and calm things down, cool the flames down, but failed. That Ace of Cups is coming through very strongly, as if he was not going to be dissuaded from the path that he had chosen. He believed that this was pure love between the pair of them. He was not going to be talked out of his great declaration and his future and all of that. So whatever they knew and whatever they tried to do was futile, because this love conquered all. Ace of Cups in that moment. Did they set about suppressing this tape? A lot of speculation that they cleaned up Meghan's past dramatically when they realised that they had no choice. And we get the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is a very difficult situation that they found themselves in. It tells me that they were at this crossroads of what to do. And neither path really works. If they go along with the Ace of Cups and they say, okay, good luck, get married, we'll blow £30 million on your wedding and have you as working royals, they know that at some stage the wheels are going to come right off because of what they know about both characters, Harry and Meghan. If they go down the path of, well, we're going to dig up all the dirt and expose Madame's past, they're still going to lose. So this is a lose-lose situation for me with the Two of Swords. What to do? I think all kinds of meetings happened. I think all kinds of people were consulted. All kinds of outcomes were plotted and contemplated. And I think that they ended up with thinking, damned if they do, damned if they don't. They might have encourage these things to disappear, is how I'm going to word it. Encouraged all of these rather unsavory things that were floating around about to do with Meghan Markle to disappear. I think people might have disappeared them out of respect for the royal family if the royal family didn't directly go around cleaning up. It's more a hands-off approach, but with the message going out, we're not going to do it ourselves, but please do it for us. That's the energy that's coming through. It's quite strange energy. All of this energy in this reading is strange, let's just say. And remember, Ten of Swords is sitting under the royal family, as well as the photographer and the Canadian woman. And, well, let's see if it's sitting under Madame. Because let's get to her. How worried is she about this alleged tape seeing the light of day? Yeah, Ace of Swords. She is worried, and I think she's armed herself to deal with it if it does, or if anybody threatens her with it. That Ace of Swords is very menacing. Ace of Swords is truth and justice when it's upright, but I think that's her getting ahead of it. I think that's her sending out the flying monkeys. I think that's her getting the lawyers on top of it, threatening people, writing letters, threatening people with doxing, with all of that stuff. Very aggressive energy that's coming out, very proactive. It's not actively nervous, but we have got the Ten of Swords underlying it. It's threatening. For me, it's threatening people, shutting people down, silencing them. The photographer was allegedly very fearful, and I can see with that Ace of Swords that he might have had good reason to be very fearful. Even the Canadian woman might have been afraid of consequences if she did decide to sell this thing, allegedly, or rumor or speculation. I need to say that over and over and over again in this reading, of course, to remind you that this is all speculation and this is just tarot. So if this kind of tape were to appear now, what impact would it have on Meghan's? Hypothetical question, of course. What do the cards have to say about such a scenario? Got the Eight of Pentacles. It's money. And you know, that's a weird energy. It's interesting because we got someone posing for life drawing. I'm trying to avoid being censored here on YouTube, but she's posing in the buff basically. And the Eight of Pentacles is the monetizing card. It's working, earning a living. It's a working girl kind of an energy. Tells me that if anyone's going to release this thing, actually it will be Madame herself. And we've heard about the disruptors, the new PR team. They call themselves the disruptors that have come in, that are behind the twerking reel and all that kind of stuff. Anything, the shock tactics, anything. They'll go however low they need to go in order to get attention for little Miss Markle, Miss Twinkle. There it is. 8 of Pentacles. It's all about the money. That's how it's reading for me. So we're going to have to say allegedly. And the speculation that Meghan could end up in the yawn industry, basically as her kind of final resting place when everything else fails. How about that? We can ask the question, hypothetically, what do we have? We've got the 3 of Cups, and look at them. Wow, I'm getting that it's possible in the energy. It's a possible scenario there with that 3 of Cups. I think those 3 kind of tell their own tale. Those 3 lovelies in that 3 of Cups. It's enjoying yourself, partying, indulging in substances, indulging in other things while you're indulging in substances with those lovely ladies. My goodness, it's not a no, let's just say. And of course it's an energy reading, and it's all speculation, and it's all for fun and entertainment, and it's all my opinion. And I think we're going to leave it there. But it does look as if there is a thing floating around. It is kind of waiting for its big moment. And oddly and bizarrely, the big moment could actually come from Madame herself. That's the way this story is reading for me anyway. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.